Okay, we're talking about RCA Selectavision disc players. These players were made from 1981 to 1984. The discs were made till about 86, I believe. These actually read the data on the discs with a stylus similar to a record player. And it's actually basically a giant vinyl record with very fine grooves in it. There's like somewhere in the area of 9,500 grooves an inch on the discs. There was a lot of development and a lot of work involved in trying to make the technology work. It was almost released to the public in 1977, but it was just the disc itself. There was no caddy. I'll show you here. There was no caddy. The disc is actually inside it. You never actually touch the disc, or at least you're not supposed to. Everybody who gets these things yanks the disc out. The players actually function fairly simple. The earlier models do, and really the newer ones do too. You just bring her down a load, grab your disc, which we got a fistful of dollars, slide her in, pull her out, bring her up to play. The video quality is pretty good. It's somewhere around, the resolution, somewhere around 240, 250. So it's a little better than VHS, not as good as Laserdisc. The audio quality, in my opinion, is phenomenal. I mean, it's just like listening to a record. A lot of the music discs are, sound very, very good. So when you reach the end of side 1 and side 2, an E will come up on the little screen here. And what you do is you just come over to bring her down to unload. And pop her in. She doesn't want to go in sometimes. There we go. And then flip it over and play side 2. Pretty cool. Over here, I have a Sears model, which is basically a repackaged Hitachi. Very unique player. Kind of cool because the Sears ones, unlike the Hitachi, has this extra little screen here. This arm tells you whereabouts you are, but the screen actually tells you the exact minute. So it's kind of a redundant little feature. And I got it hooked up to channel 3. I got it hooked up the coax. And for whatever reason, a lot of people, on eBay, I've been seeing them. They're like, well, we can't hook it up to our TV because it says I have it set on channel 3. And, well, maybe my TV's different. But I can play this through the coax on it. It's not in stereo. This is a stereo model. It's not in stereo, but you can do it. So what I did was I had it playing, and then I selected channel 3 because that's what the switch on the back was set at, and voila, it was on the TV. So we'll just grab the disc here and throw her in like so. These ones are cool because you can actually play the whole disc without ever making contact with the player once it starts going. And on these players, when it gets done with side one, the arm automatically retracts back, and you just pop the caddy in and pull the disc out. You never actually have to touch the machine. It's really cool. But like I said, you can actually hook one of these up through the coax on your TV. You just have to select it to the channel manually, and you'll be good to go. Another kind of a neat little feature is you see on both players there's a stereo indicator, and it actually tells you that the disc itself is in stereo. Most stereo discs, almost all stereo discs are labeled stereo, and most of them are in the blue caddies, especially the earlier models. Later in production, when they were phasing it out, they must have ran out of blue caddies because they started putting them in white caddies. Return of the Jedi, I've seen a couple of those where they were in white caddies, and Back to the Future is another one. I haven't actually seen Back to the Future, but away she goes. We're up, play. You can see the little stereo indicator comes up. Pretty cool. So yeah, there's some skipping a little bit. Didn't skip a minute ago. Interesting. But there you go. CED players. Pretty cool. A very different and unique technology. I'll put the caddy in the right way. Pretty cool. And here are my discs. One of these days I'll sit down and I'll go through and make a video of what discs I have, because there's quite a few of them. I have about 260 or so discs, so it's pretty cool, and they're pretty heavy. You might not be able to see it. I think you can. There's you can see the shelf is bowing a little bit under the weight, because there's a lot of weight there. One of these days I'll make a good shelf for them, but at the moment, it's the way she is.